how do we reduce risk with AI? Things like data leaks, compliance, and model drift. So you got to think of risk in the same context of cybersecurity's layered defense. You're not going to do one thing and it's magically going to solve all of your problems. You need to have different layers to the onion. So the first thing is that you're going to have data governance, and sensitive info stays inside your stack. You're not going to put it into random tools. And you also need to make sure that your employees aren't doing that with whatever version of GPT or Claude that they're using secretly without you knowing about it. The next thing that you need to have is vendor control. So you need to stick to enterprise-grade AI providers with the compliance that's already backed in. Obviously, this is if you're in an enterprise environment. You need to do whatever tool suits your specific business case, but you need to make sure that they have compliance baked into this thing and that they've tested for the most common problems that a business of your size might face. The next thing is that you need to have some form of monitoring. You can't just put this thing in and expect everyone to be the best employee they've ever been, because people are human and they're probably going to do whatever is easiest for them. So you need to make sure that you're monitoring for that. And just like in any organization, you're already monitoring for threats in other landscapes. But in the context of AI, you're going to be looking for things. If you have your own kind of model, is there any bias? Is there any drift? Are there any bad outputs that are consistently coming in from whatever the system is that you're using that can be manipulating either your employees or an opinion inside, or even giving incorrect context to specific teams? You need to make sure that you have observability, and there are tons of tools that can do this for you already. And then finally, you need to have staff guardrails, because humans are humans. Your people are the weak point. Whether it's social engineering or something like that, humans are always the easiest way into any organization. So you need to make sure that you've educated them, but also that you have these guardrails in place so that they can't just copy and paste PII into a system or any public system out there. You need to put in permission layers, and you need to have monitoring to make sure that you can actually see what your employees are doing with the AI systems that they're using. And you can also track that with things like usage policies and detection reports, all sorts of things like that. The bottom line here is that risk management isn't just about having this super tech that monitors everything for you. It's really about protecting against social engineering and also social stupidity, because it comes down to you as the employer to be able to provide that to your people, to understand the importance of why this stuff is here and why they shouldn't be doing the things that you're asking them not to do.